Well, Congress has until the end of this week to provide funding for the government in 2019, but questions of which bills the president will sign still remain. RFD-TV's Sarah Mock has that story.
The president signed a $148 billion funding measure into law Friday, supporting the Department of Veterans Affairs, parts of the military, as well as energy and infrastructure priorities critical to rural America.
We have secured $7 billion for the Army Corps of Engineers to build crumbling ports and waterways and to keep and improve flood and storm barriers so that America remains safe.
But 11 more spending bills remain incomplete, including a measure that provides funding to the USDA. Lawmakers are reportedly hung up on the issue of regulating lab-cultured meat and have not yet reached a consensus between the House and Senate versions. The Senate has already passed a continuing resolution to prevent a government shutdown, despite the unpopularity of such a stopgap.
Look at the agriculture bill. Critical support for our country's farmers all over the country, in rural communities. Investments in rural development, housing, agriculture, research, clean water programs. Every state in this union have rural communities.
Another issue may be President Trump's expressed willingness to allow a government shutdown if Congress does not provide funding for a border wall. But farm state lawmakers in particular argue that right now, farmers in rural communities need certainty and support.
In light of this administration's aggressive trade agenda, the CJS bill provides increased funding for several of the federal agencies involved in promoting U.S. trade. The CJS bill includes important funding which allows businesses, manufacturers, and farmers to continue exporting, promoting, and procuring their products abroad.
Lawmakers only have until September 30th to finalize spending bills and deliver them to the president's desk before funding for the current year expires, though an approved continuing resolution would extend the deadline until December 7th. Lawmakers have not given up hope that some of the packages, including for agriculture, could be signed this week. For RFD-TV, I'm Sarah Mock in Washington.
Well, besides trade and infrastructure, funding packages currently being worked on include money for rural economic development, addressing the opioid crisis, and even funding for national weather